Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome back to the realm of inspiration. In today's video, I am in the Sanctuary of Poseidon on the island of Poros in Greece, and I'm going to channel whatever messages are here. So first, in this olive tree, I believe it's an olive tree, I am feeling the Elfian Elementals, and I'm feeling the energy of grounding to break patterns. So we're going to start with the Elfian Elementals of the olive trees, and then see what the Guardians of the Veil have to say about this energetic portal. So, Divine Feminine, Elfian Elementals of the olive trees, please step forth to deliver messages for the collective all in this end of summer season. Hello, beautiful beings. I am an Elfian Elemental of the olive tree, and let's start by taking a few grounding breaths. Now, if there is any tree that is connected to the ancestry more, it is the olive tree. And during this season, by the time that this video comes out, it is ancestral breaking time. Typically, the season for ancestral breaking cycles of the ancestry is at the end of your August, early September. So at the end of the summer season, before the autumn season comes upon you. Now, why the olive tree has a message for all of you now, other than the fact that our communicator is within the tree, is because now at this time you're going through tests of free will. And you must exercise your free will to break chains, not cycles. Now this is a little bit different. There's been a lot of communications about breaking cycles. But what the olive tree can help you with is breaking the chains to extend compassion to oneself and one's ancestry. The chains that bond you to the past. This isn't breaking cycles. This is breaking the things that are weighing your potential. Some of you inherit chains, not cycles. But the thing is, to be able to uncover whether or not you have a chain versus a cycle, you must first break some cycles. Because everyone's got cycles to break. Not everyone has chains. And this is because the chains are deep ancestral patterns from ancient times. And it is time to exercise your free will to break those chains. Now, what these chains could be is betrayal, wounds of betrayal, wounds around trust, wounds around honesty and integrity. Ooh, there was a little fly who had a little message. Integrity. Right now, a lot of you are breaking chains around integrity, and that affects communication. Miscommunications come from typically people who miscommunicate the most actually have chains of lack of integrity. This is because during ancient times, maybe your ancestry did some not so honest things. So it is important to break those chains. Also, those chains could be around arrogance, judgment, and fear as well. And a really important thing that you can do to start breaking these chains is to start connecting to your highest self. Anytime your lowest self wants you to betray someone, lie, be judgmental, be arrogant, or be fearful, you have to look it in the face and choose your highest self. Choose to be faithful, choose to be accepting, compassionate, loving. These things are important to break those chains. And when you break those chains, you can send an olive branch of compassion to your ancestors. Because unfortunately, a lot of you have ancestors who did some not so great things during the ancient times. I can see that on the ley lines of this location as well, that there is clearing of miscommunications that must occur. Very interesting, the ley lines of the earth. Now, back to what I am saying. A lot of you have ancestral patterns from ancient times that have to do with breaking chains. So break those chains. Now we'll switch it over to a guardian of the veil to conclude, because that is a message for you. Break the chains. Not just changing the cycles and doing the opposite of your ancestors, but breaking the things that weighed your ancestors down so that they caused those cycles and that are actually still weighing you down. Tying to your knees, tying to your ankles, tying to your earth star are chains of fear, arrogance, lack of integrity, all of these things that must be broken. And when they are broken, you can actually connect to higher realms, like the unicorn realm, who has some energy here, interestingly, of elevation and enlightenment and connection to spirit. your highest self. Now, guardians of the veil, divine masculine. Hello, I'm a divine masculine guardian of the veil, and here is the message that I have for all of you from this location specifically. So think about the archetype that the mythological god was, Poseidon of the sea. This archetype can help you, you see. This archetype can help show you what you most need. You need connection to water to heal the emotional wounds and baggages that create change. Hey, beautiful beings, the Guardian of the Veil cut that short in that location because they were showing me the visual of a light here. Now, I might have to look up what exactly this area of the ruins was, but I saw the light. They were referring to the unicorn energy, the energy of enlightenment and faith. I was shown the light here. So I'm going to call back the Guardian of the Veil to continue delivering his messages at this spot. So, Divine Masculine Guardian of the Veil, please return. Hello, beautiful beings. I'm a Divine Masculine Guardian of the Veil from the Elfian realm, an Elfian no-man joybringer. And we called the communicator back here to continue our messages. Now, back to the archetypal energy and what that has to do with breaking those chains. Now, healing of the emotional body means healing of the inner child. And what the common, I guess the most appropriate human word would be PTSD. And some of you have PTSD from your ancestry. Ancestors who experienced traumatic experiences, deaths, fears, whatever it is, that you are feeling yourself. And that is why connecting to the sea and the fresh water can help you. Yes, fresh water for transmuting, the sea and salt water for cleansing. Now, some of you fear fearful for things in advance because your ancestry experienced those things. So, what's important to do is remember that you are you. And actually, your soul may not have even experienced those things. But when you step into the body, you take from the blood, you take ley lines. So there are actually ley lines and imprints within your blood, within your bloodstream. And those ley lines and imprints come from the ancestry. Because the way that the ancestry passes on trauma, cycles, whatever it is through the bloodline. So, what you must remember is, even though the physical bloodline, the physical body may have experienced something, the soul may not. So the soul is just coming to experience what it's like to overcome those feelings. This period of time for humans is not the period of time of struggling and suffering and all of these things, even though some humans are repeating those cycles. What it is now is breaking those chains and experiencing what it feels like to break and be free from the burdens on the ancestry, not just for your bloodline in this lifetime, but for you as a soul. Breaking free from things. That is, this period of time is breaking free. Remembering history and understanding that you do not have to repeat it. You can break free. So break free. It is time to break free. Break those chains. Now you will remember things. You will remember things. And it is time to say no in the face of fear. No, 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 no. In the face of anger. No, 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 no. In the face of jealousy and judgment and arrogance. No, 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 no. Because that test of free will is that. Those 7 deadly concepts that limit you from having connections with other people and with your highest self and your soul. It is time to let that go. Now and forevermore, let that go. That is the big test. And your action you must take forth is being different. Feel like you are on a fresh start, because you are. And stay inspired, beautiful beings. May the petals of the flower of inspiration lead you back to us again. And let our communicator know if you have further questions and want further guidance on breaking chains. Goodbye for now. Hey, beautiful beings. I came to a different spot in the ruins to debrief the visuals I was shown. Now, the visuals I was shown were a little bit jarring, but a lot of breaking chains. There was a visual of a man in a prison, and he kept on trying to break his chains, and there was the bloody red color. So the bloody red color of breaking chains from the ancestry, of course, but there was something a little bit more jarring about that visual. It seemed like the man was trapped in a prison of his own making, and the way that he could get out was to realize that the prison was of his own making, because the prison itself reflected the man in this visual for when the Guardians of the Veil were coming forth. The other visual I was shown when the Guardians of the Veil were coming forth was a lot of walking. a lot of walking. But it was different people. It's like as a person is walking, changing faces, changing faces, changing faces, changing faces. And what's interesting is that the visual shifted between complete change of face to just change of face. What I mean is the visual showed like a man and then a woman, and then a man and then a woman, and then a man and then a woman. And then suddenly, the face changed where it's just a man, but the color of his face is changing. And that to me indicates that we used to go through incarnations where we become a different person with reincarnation. But that visual is showing that in this lifetime we are wearing too many faces. So it's time for us to find our authentic face, kind of indicating that in the past we were who we were, and we were not changing who we were, which is not always a good thing. What I'm clairaudiently hearing from the ruins and from the Guardians of Sacred Spaces, as the Guardians of Sacred Spaces are beings of hope, therefore I do not channel them. The Guardians of Sacred Spaces are explaining that while it is important to change and grow and develop, when we do not know our authentic origin, the different faces we are wearing actually negatively impact us. So this could be wearing identities and belief systems that are not originally ours, that are somebody else's, taking on ideologies, taking on practices that are not ours, and becoming a different person around different people. That the Guardians of Sacred Spaces are saying there is a higher rise in two-facedness and switching face, switching face, switching face. There is a rise in this, and pretending to be something we are not. And actually, humanity pretends to be things they are not all the time. Humanity pretends to not be loving, to not be compassionate, to be arrogant and selfish. But humans at our core are faithful, hopeful, compassionate, loving, and from divine light and love at our core as human beings. But now we are pretending to be materialistic. We are pretending to be in the 3D world. We are taking on the ego as our identity. But our identity is actually our authentic highest self. So a lot about returning to the highest self is what I'm feeling from this energetic portal. Now when it was with the Earthian Elfian Elementals of the olive tree, they were showing me the visual of the light in that one location, and the light of the unicorn enlightened energy. They weren't showing me any other visuals during that point, other than, again, like the chains breaking, and kind of showing that we must break the chains by the autumn season, because what must fall are those chains, and that this period of the energetic test of free will come to an end after we identify why we are not able to embrace our free will. The Guardians of Sacred Spaces are indicating that a lot of things that prevent us from actually living our free will, like making choices from our soul, are the chains from the past. So they are showing that the chains of the past are preventing us from embracing the free will of our soul. So a little bit more of breaking things. They're saying, do not let the ego fool you that you are done with what you must do. You have not achieved Christ consciousness enlightenment in this incarnation yet. No one quite has, because there are still lots of things to break. You came here for the struggle of breaking the cycles, where in the past you were living the struggle. So it is going to take time. Don't let people confuse you. Don't let the frozen awoken fool you. There is still more. There is still too much ego in all realms of spirituality. There is still more to break. This is from the Guardians of Sacred Spaces. The first time I fully clairaudiently channeled them, but they are very present in this space. So that is the final message. They just would say final to switch location. See if there's anything else I'm feeling. The cosmic Elfian Elementals of sound frequency are indicating to, during this period of time, be wary of the sound that is playing around you. Be mindful of the sound that you consume, because there is a lot of unprogramming left to do. So, kind of calling for a collective sound detox. So taking 24 hours of sound detox will help you with connecting to your highest self, understanding what chains to break, and stepping into your authenticity. But a lot of the light energy of the unicorn enlightenment frequency coming forth. So we are stepping towards that area, but it has to be a choice. No one should force you into it. And it's different than any path that has already been paved, because we're breaking the chains of the past, meaning that the path to enlightenment is something that we have not truly been on before. And that is finally the final message. Stay inspired, beautiful beings. Until the next video, goodbye for now.